I am the American Indian Liaison for the district, which means that I get to travel around from school to school and present our culture trunks to all of you. This is our Pan-Indian culture trunks, meaning that these items come from various tribes. So the Sioux tribe, which is made out of the Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota people, they traveled and followed the buffalo, so they're a little more migratory. The Ojibwe kind of stayed a little bit more up in the northern area. So if you look at Minnesota, the north half are where the Ojibwe people are, and the south half are where the Sioux or Dakota people are. We had 100 people living in one area and needing to use all that forest wood to make fires. Will that forest still be there in the summer?
No.
No. So they spread out to smaller groups in the winter to break down so they disperse their resources. And in the spring, they come back together. And when they came back together, they had a big celebration to reunite. They shared food, they sang, they danced, they songs together, they prayers. And today, it's kind of molded into what we see as powwows today. And at powwows today, they have competitions where they see who's the best dancer, or who knows their songs. You become a powwow princess if you know your language or know enough about your culture. So they put this over their back and then spin around, do a lot of hopping and dancing. You guys see it's really pretty when it moves. It had buffalo robes that looked like they had a star on that, and now they make star quilts. And they kind of look like a diamond. And that's how we can tell that it's a Lakota shawl. And that's what you can tell with the Sioux design. So Sioux designs are very geometric. They have a lot of triangles and lines and shapes out of them. Yeah. It is Ojibwe style artwork. You see a lot of floral designs on this. You see the flowers, the leaves, the vines, and that's how we can tell it's Ojibwe. So Dakota has geometric, triangles, lines, shapes like that. Ojibwe have floral patterns. Where is this belt from? It is Ojibwe. You see the floral designs, the butterflies, the flowers. So that's how we can tell that's Ojibwe style. What do you think it is? Yeah. It is lacrosse day. Very good. Yeah. Did you know the Americans invented lacrosse?
Yeah.
So they played lacrosse a little differently. They played where there was a post on each end of the field, and they would scoop up the ball and try to throw that ball against the post. And hit the post, you win a point. This is wild rice. It's only really grown up north here because wild rice is a very picky plant. It needs very shallow water, it needs the perfect temperatures, and the only places that really make that are up here in the north. So we all know what this is. What kind of boat? And what material is it made out of? It's not lead, it's wood. It's a type of wood. It's birch bark. Absolutely. Do you know why they used birch bark? Yeah. It floats. Absolutely. It's very light. Why else?
Because it's waterproof.
Absolutely. So birch bark is naturally waterproof and it's very flexible. They didn't do any temperament with it to make it float. And so when they go wild rice harvesting, they would bring in 500 to 600 pounds of wild rice in a day. So imagine 2 full-grown adults and 500 pounds of wild rice in a canoe. Will it be heavy or light?
Heavy.
So would the boat need to be pretty light so they can still move the boat up on the shore?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they chose birch bark wild rice. Is they take one of these sticks and pull the stalk over, and take the other end, whack the grains free, or the little rice free, and then follow to the boat, and that's how they harvest it. So this is processed deer leather. So they'll take a deer, they skin it, they scrape all the fur off one side, scrape all the tendons off the other side, and then traditionally they would take the animal's brain, grind it with some water, and then work that into the leather to make it soft and pliable. Today we use chemicals, but back then they didn't have those chemicals, and they actually, the truth is that every animal has the right size brain to tan their own hide. So even a crocodile, with like little walnut-sized brains, have enough chemicals in there to tan their entire hide. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
This is a baby cradle.
Bring it down, ladies and gentlemen.
So you wrap your baby up in a nice little blanket. tighten up the leather straps, and so it'll be nice and cozy and comfortable in the cradle. And so mom and dad can take the baby with them when they go out to gather food or go farming or fishing, or even just lean it up against the side so the baby can watch them while they're working on the fire. And what does it kind of look like today?
A purse.
It kind of looks like
A bag. Like a saddle.
but we kind of use the same thing to take care of our babies, right?
It's a car seat.
Yeah, it looks like a car seat. Very good. And so, when you play the drum, you are playing to honor and respect your ancestors, and you're playing with the heartbeat of the earth. And so those people who can play the drums are those who learn the songs, learn the traditions, learn the ceremonies, and know how to take care of the drums. And also, a lot of times the big family drums are passed down from generation to generation, and only people in that family can play the drums.